Yeah, I mean, for me,
Yeah. What happened, Steve? Tell me. Tell me.
I'll go back to 5 years ago where I actually it was the first time I discovered that I had mental health issues, problems, challenges, call it what you want to call it. I call them issues. It's probably not the best language to use. I lost someone in my life that was important to me.
Yeah.
And I dealt with it by going out and partying, drinking, constantly.
The reason I'm smiling is it reminds me of a lot of my friends. They're all guys.
It's a way to numb the pain.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
I threw myself into my work as well.
Sounds familiar.
So it was actually one of the best years I've had in terms of performance and performance reviews.
Yeah.
I seeked gratification and validation from basically every external factor known to mankind, essentially.
Yeah.
And every unhealthy aspect of that led to one moment where all of a sudden the penny dropped and I wasn't okay.
Yeah.
I woke up one morning and that was it. I was in the abyss of hell, in the depths of hell, in the darkness. It was like the lights had all just turned off, and there was no light at the end of any tunnel.
Mate, it sounds like you're describing what I went through. That's what I mean. Like,
it's very common.
Yeah.
It's very common, and it's because I wasn't giving myself a chance to feel. And so when you numb yourself and you ignore and you ignore and you ignore, there's only a certain point in time where your brain is going to go, that's enough. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done pretending you're okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you you're not okay. And that actually came with all of these physical symptoms. So you spoke about joint pain, right? I got pain all through my reproductive area. I got testicular pain. I got penis inflammation, which sounds great.
What the?
But it wasn't.
True.
Right? Yeah. In theory, great. No. Very painful. I got, prostate pain and anus pain and everything around here. Everything. When I went to the bathroom, it hurt. It was just hell. So I went to the doctor and they were like, we'll get some tests done, but here's some chlamydia tablets. And I'm like, and I I used to be one of those people that never questioned doctors.
Interesting. Right. Okay, yeah.
And so when a doctor was like, take this, I'm like, okay, you're the expert.
Yeah.
Now I question everything. Because why is a doctor giving me chlamydia tablets when we haven't even gotten the test results back, right?
Yeah.
Test results came back 2 days later. I'm clear of everything known to mankind.
Yeah.
But that one moment spiraled me into thinking I had some sort of STD, STI that they just weren't detecting.
Yeah.
This, Lawrence, spiraled over 3 months.
Yeah.
I got tested for everything weekly. I was getting blood tests weekly, urine tests weekly. It kept coming back negative. But I was convinced because I had all the physical symptoms that they're just
something
missing
there.
out.
Yeah.
They're wrong. Long story short, 3 months later, I am sitting in bed and I'm scrolling through my phone and I did the worst thing anyone could possibly do, which is Dr. Google.
Diagnosing yourself.
Don't do this. 2 options came up. AIDS and cancer. I could not breathe. I started hyperventilating, and at that time I was living at home. And I told my mum I can't breathe. They rushed me to hospital. Good way to get through triage is tell the hospital that you can't breathe and they just take you through straight away. Yeah. All right, so, that's a good way to get through very fast.
Yeah.
I stayed overnight. They ran every test under the sun. Not just I can't even explain to you. They took so much blood out of me and urine and poo and everything.
Yeah.
The next morning, the doctor who was on site was actually a disease specialist.
Yeah.
Or disease doctor. And she came up to me, and I was expecting the worst. Of course, again, spiraling out of control. And she sat down next to me on the bed and said, "Have you seen a psychologist?" Those were the first things that came out of her mouth. And I was bemused. I was like, what's going on here?
How can physical pain
Yes.
be related to mental health,
Yes.
right? I'm guessing that's... Yeah.
That was, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, how was my results?
Yeah.
That's not, what are you asking me a question for? No, I'm not seeing a psychologist. I've never seen a psychologist before.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I'm going to refer you to a good GP. And I'm going to refer you, and then they're going to refer you to a psychologist. And so I went to a GP, and they referred me to a psychologist. And essentially, after a year's worth of work with a psychologist, with my own journaling, and different strategies which we can go through over the course of the podcast, I discovered and learnt and kind of reprogrammed myself to understand what happens mentally and then how that triggers physical symptoms.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all of those symptoms are gone. It's been years since I've received those symptoms. They come back here and there, and I know... Oh, yeah, I shouldn't say that it's been years since they've come back, but they come back here and there. And those are like the stressful moments in my life. And I'm like, this is familiar. Same with what you've done, but probably a lot more trial and error. Right? And working with external factors.
Yeah. With experts.
Yes, with experts.
Guide
Exactly
you.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yeah, now I know what's happening with my body.
Yeah.
With my body. And it was crazy because I didn't go into this detail, right? But it wasn't... I started picking on things on my body that were there forever. Right? So I was going to the doctor and be like, I've got bumps all over my lip.
It's like, why is this mole here? Oh, wait.
Dude,
The
literally.
moles.
Like, I got something here. Like, my lips have these white dots on there, which is like some sort of skin thing that you can actually get like cosmetically fixed. But it's just something something happens to your skin. And I was like, oh, there's all these like, the bumps on my tongue are very inflamed.
Yeah.
And like here on my forehead, it gets really red when I'm stressed.
Yeah.
The doctor was like, you keep rubbing your head here because you're stressed.
That's why it's red.
I swear to you. She's like, you did it. That same doctor that was talking to me about psychologists was like, you did it like 5 times in the last minute. And I'm like, dude, it's like you know how I said the lights turned off? It's like she started opening up little windows in the house and light started to come in. And I started to really see... It's funny and I laugh about it now, but it's so real how someone can spiral out of control.
Yeah, you definitely spiral. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a really painful time for me.
Yeah.
It actually was. And I laugh about it now and I joke about it in the most fucked up ways, you know, but I was depressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suicidal.
Oh, yeah.
And very real thoughts about it. And so yeah. I'm very proud of where I am now because of...
How far you've come.
Yeah.
And recovered. Yeah.